Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Today is January 31st. It is the last day of the month, and it is a good day. It is a good day because it's looking like the markets are going to end higher for the month in January. So that's a good sign for the year, apparently. Um, there's a couple of rules of thumb in starting the year. So the first 5 days of January, by the fifth day, if the market closes higher than the last day of December, so the previous year, uh, so the first 5 days have to be higher than the last day of the previous year, which they were. So that's a good sign. That meant that January was going to be a good month. And then January has to close higher than the year before. So, if you look at the S&P 500 on a monthly basis, so far this month, we're higher than the previous month. The previous month we closed at, well, I'll just get the right number right here. We closed at 58.81. So this year, January, this month, we need to close higher than that, which we are clearly way above. So as long as we stay up in this range and not make it back down here today, which I don't suspect that'll happen, we're off to a good start for the year. That's bullish for the year, and the market's going to go higher. It might not go higher straight from here. We might have a correction at some point. Tomorrow, February 1st, could be a completely different day, especially with Trump starting with tariffs, I guess, on February 1st. So tomorrow we could have a huge reaction and come back down. If you look at the daily chart on the S&P, it's right at these, the top line right here. It's quite a bit of resistance, and if you look at the Qs, for example, technology, we're still battling resistance up here. Technology earnings on the mega caps have been kind of mixed. Microsoft was down, Meta was up, Tesla, I don't know, Tesla, I guess it's even, but that's a different story altogether. Apple yesterday reported earnings that was up a little bit, but even with Apple, it's at resistance too. So Apple was trading lower. It was down at its 200-day moving average, which was a good buying opportunity because Monday, when Nvidia and every other stock was selling off, Apple got a bid the following day. I picked up a few shares on. I could have sworn I thought I traded it on Monday. Maybe it was it Tuesday? Not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Regardless, I mean, Apple finally, made a giant move higher after Monday, and it's been up and up since then. And last night's earnings came out after the market, and right now it's trading up against some resistance right here. So, bye, baby. I love you. I don't think Apple's going to go much higher. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion. That's not financial advice. I mean, long-term, Apple's, probably going to continue to move higher. It's one of the biggest stocks in the market, so it's not going to go very far. But I think I think after today, I think we might see some sort of a correction, not just in Apple, but in Meta. Come on, let's flip this freaking. All right, there we go. In all the tech stocks, so Meta, after its earnings went all the way up to 700, it sold off yesterday, closed at 687. Microsoft took a beating after its earnings report, and I've been, talking about this chart for a little while. I'm expecting this stock to come down lower, and I think. For example, let's look at Palantir. Palantir had a nice move up after, inauguration day, and it's trading into resistance, and it's up against this daily topping tail candle and this resistance right here. And today's the last day of the month, so the markets are high because, that's where, the markets want it to be because I don't know what it is, how they come up with the analysis, but analysts are saying They're expecting the markets, the S&P, to hit 7,000. Some of them are expecting it to happen by the middle of the year, so it's going to happen quick. But then they see a correction afterwards. So we'll see what happens. But right now, for short term, I think we're at resistance, and I would not be surprised if after tomorrow we see some sort of pullback in the markets. And that goes for all the stocks, honestly. Nvidia's been beaten up, not beaten up, but it's had a nice correction this week, and it's kind of holding in this low 120s range. So we'll see where it goes from here. It doesn't have earnings for a while. I want to go back and talk about gold. This is where I started my video, but then I got off track completely. Gold has finally broken $2,800. I've been talking about this for the last week and a half or 2 weeks, and it looked like it was making a little pullback right here a few days ago down to 27.30, about 27.30, and it just turned around, and yesterday had a huge day up. Yesterday's closed, what a teaser. Look at this. It closed at yesterday's high, I should say. Yesterday's high was 27.98. 27.98. I looked at it late last night, and it was at 27.99.60. Anyhow, it finally broke $2,800. It was at 28.05 earlier, but it's coming back down. I think it could move a little bit higher throughout the day, but I wouldn't be surprised if it resets a little bit, takes a breather, had a nice move up. I believe we could see gold shoot up to 2,900 or higher in the near term. Eventually, I think gold is just going to continue to go higher, well above 3,000. We could see a correction at some point, and if it comes back down into the $2,600 range, that's a huge buying opportunity for the precious metal. Silver still has some work to do. Silver's up against some resistance right here. It wants to, but it's going to take a little bit longer to move higher. Silver's just a lagger compared to gold, but it's getting there. It's on its way up. So silver's a great buy at this point. We could have a minor pullback. That's just another buying opportunity. Natural gas is getting beat up. It gave up a lot of its gains over the last several weeks. But I think in the long term, it's going to continue to consolidate and eventually move back higher. And here's the thing about natural gas that I've noticed is when money is in technology, natural gas gets hammered. When money leaves technology, energy, natural gas absorbs that money rotation. So, I wouldn't be surprised if natural gas has another leg, another move higher from here in the near term. It's coming into some really good support. So I don't think it's going any lower than, 270, to be honest. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I've been wrong before, but I believe the low was made, and I'm hoping that natural gas consolidates here and just eventually works its way back up. Anyhow, we talked about the Qs, Bitcoin. Let's go over Bitcoin real quick, and I believe I will end it here for you folks. Bitcoin chart. I think Bitcoin from here is going lower. All right. And I believe as Bitcoin moves lower, gold will move higher. So I think money rotation will leave Bitcoin it'll get reinvested into gold. But that's kind of my take on it. I mean, they basically trade not opposite, sometimes opposite. Like when Bitcoin had its run, gold dropped, it corrected. So that it's kind of how it goes for the most part. But gold has a more bullish chart than Bitcoin for now. Bitcoin had a huge run. I think it's gonna I think it's going to correct from here, and we'll see. But so far, the highs are in. I believe that was the high right there. Or no, sorry, this was the high. Although this did make a new high intraday. So, but I don't think Bitcoin is going to go much higher. We could see it come back up a little bit short term, but I believe this is going to pull back. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and I'm sorry that it's been so sporadic lately with the lack of videos the last few days. But I'm trying to figure out this whole technology stuff. I'm having issues with TradingView and YouTube connecting. It's not sharing the video from here to YouTube, and YouTube live stream isn't working for me. I've had some, I don't know if it's internet problems with YouTube here or just something else, but I'm trying to figure it out. All right. Have a great day. Cheers. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you so much.